Welcome back, everyone, to our channel. Pennywise.
And I'm Christine.
And right now, this is a fuckery. I don't even know what. Welcome back.
It's Halloween season. We will be dressed up every week for you guys.
I thought since we were going to talk about the Welcome to Derry series that's coming out October 26th. Is that correct? Is that accurate?
I believe so. Yes.
I think it is this month. Really excited about that. Really excited about what's going to go in and out with. Apparently, it's going to tie together some Stephen King stories. So I'm really interested to see how they're going to weave that in and out into.
Absolutely. We do see this the Shawshank State Prison bus.
Yeah.
And there's rumors that the main character is the guy with The Shining from the Overlook Hotel in The Shining. You know, who ultimately gets axed by Jack. But supposedly this might be when he was younger before he went there. So that's what I hear is the rumor. So I'm hoping that really is the case because that'd be so great. And I'm really glad that it won't be just following a group of kids again because, you know, they've already done that.
Right.
We don't need that.
Twice, which we will talk about. And we're not going to, fully cover them. We're just going to go over some similarities and some differences. I did just finish rewatching It from the original from 1990, the miniseries, and then I just rewatched the It Chapter 1 and Chapter 2, which are both, if you've seen one, you really don't need to see the other. I mean, there's not really too many differences that are major.
Yeah.
The main plot points, like the scene with Beverly in the bathroom, that's a big thing. I'm just gonna go ahead and break down because I have notes. I always make my notes.
Before we get into that, I do have another fun thing for it to tell you. The It series is going to be 3 seasons, and each one is going to be a different 27 years apart from each other. So the first one's going to be in the 60s, the next one's going to go back 27 years, and then the next one's going to go back to like the 1600s or something when it first arrived. Like when Pennywise first came.
That's what I thought it was going to be, was when Pennywise was born, so to speak.
Yeah. Well, each season is going to go back farther and farther in time.
Okay.
Which is really interesting. So we're going to see the true origins of it. I don't know if we're going to see that at the beginning in a few flashbacks or if it's going to wait till season 3 to finally fully get into it. But either way, as long as the storyline is good and keeps you attracted, I can't wait for the other seasons to come out too. By the way,
the original 1990, that was 3 hours and 12 minutes long, that whole miniseries. It was broken up into 2 VHS cassette tapes that you did watch. This cast is really, really good. It has Jonathan Brandis, Tim Curry as Pennywise, who is just amazing at everything he does. Seth Green, John Ritter's in here. Between the cast of kids and the cast of adults, between the remake and the original, they both just hit it out of the park. I mean, the kids in the remake were so good. I was just like, wow, there is hope maybe for the future in movies. And then you have the adults that came in, which were just amazing. And I absolutely just love Bill Hader. So that was a given.
I think they really, maybe not so much in the original one, but in this one, they really knocked it out of the park with casting young to old, making it very believable that this person is this person. I didn't believe that so much in the original, but I still love the original. But I feel like the newer ones, they really knocked it out of the park with that. Like, casting was just amazing.
Yeah, I can agree with that. Yeah, it was a little off in the original, yes, but at the time, it was just really so much about the scare. And it's so funny that I've never read the book, but I heard that the book is extremely graphic, and to be a mini series, little movie to come out and debut onto television was odd to me.
We all float down here.
That being said, being that it was made for TV, the harshness at the time, it was creepy and it has that scare tactic. But now you watch it and it's like, oh, okay, it's not really too terrible. The one scene that I really like in the original that still creeped me out was the scene where Beverly goes back to her old apartment and the old woman's there and she turns into like her father and she looks down and then she looks up and he's like, oh, and I'm like, ah. But the creepy part is when she runs out of the door, he runs after her. Ah, what a butt clutching moment. In this one, in the original, there was no, oh Jesus Christ, there was no indication. There was no indication of Richie being gay. There was no like in the remake and especially in the second part where he goes beep beep Richie, we all know your secret, tell your secret, you know. It's like, okay, what is your secret? Nobody really knows until the end when he carves the R plus the E at the end on the bridge. There was no indication with the original, but in the book and in the remake, there is, in the beginning of the second one, there is a gay bashing scene where people literally get beat up because they're gay.
Right.
And then they get the help of Pennywise, and that doesn't end well for anybody. So, but then in the second one, they really kind of like pushed it, which I don't know if it was a big thing in the book. You know, I don't really know. Like I said, I'd never read it. If anybody read it, please fill me in. That would be great because I mean, the more I know, I've never gotten around to reading it.
Yeah, same. I do know at the very end of the book, they kind of all have an orgy to get out of the sewers. I do know that, which is weird.
Did you read that part, John? How do you know that?
Because I've seen on other people talk about it. So.
All right.
That's how I know.
In the original, it's just the Losers Club, not the Lovers Club. The lover thing was just Stan fixing his, or I'm sorry, not Stan, Eddie fixing his cast where the girl wrote loser and he just wrote I thought it was Bev all these years. I thought she wrote the lover thing, but she didn't. It was actually him that covered it up.
Oh,
so
okay.
I was just thought that was, you know, and the Losers Club, that came from the bully Henry in the original, like, oh, you're all losers. Like, yeah, we're the Losers Club. So I thought that was cute.
That's neat.
The original takes place during the 1960s and the remake takes place in the 80s, which was a good twist because at the time, you know, and even the kid from Stranger Things is in here, Finn, he's in here. And, you know, at the time it was like a big 80s thing. And, you know, you have that thing going. So I was glad that they did that. And then they threw in the New Kids on the Block in there too. So that was pretty cool. In the original, it jumps back and forth between the kids. With the parts of the remake, the chapter 1 and chapter 2, it is more solely on the kids for chapter 1. It really gets you involved with them. It gets you to be more in depth with them, more personable with them, that we can relate and actually have feelings for them. So when something happens to them, you react.
It's more of a shock, and you're like, yes,
right,
and you're upset about it, right? Yeah.
Okay, Bill Skarsgård, absolutely great Pennywise, love him. Dana Martell, Phil Wolfhard, Sophia Lillis, all great actors in this movie. And instead of the Barrens being the place that Pennywise is hiding out, he hides out in this abandoned house. There's like a well in this abandoned house, and he hides out there instead of like the Barrens, the woods that lead to these big sewers. It eventually leads to the sewer, but it's just in a house instead. Oh my God, there is this fucking killer, man. I'll tell you. Oh, I cannot wait, bro. Okay, there is this fucking jump that Pennywise makes. There's this coffin scene, and the kid closes the coffin. It shoots back up. Pennywise leaps out of it, and then he like fucking jumps on top of the coffin. Then he looks. It is so bomb. I had to bring that up because it just looks so fucking cool.
Oh, absolutely. The one thing I will say about like some of the scenes in the newer version, just because of like the CGI capabilities now and stuff, definitely, you know, surpass the original. When he's looking at Bill Hader's character and he's coming down, he's like walking on air, floating down. I mean,
Yes.
that scene was really cool where he's just
Yes.
holding the balloon and coming down. That's that. I mean, probably one of my favorite scenes visually. Not to mention when he grows really big in the house when she's there looking at her old house and the old woman's there and blah blah, and then grows really big and stuff. Like just some of
Crazy,
those
yeah,
scenes are just
crazy old
so
naked
good.
pretty woman.
Right? Yeah.
So in the first chapter, Henry still becomes possessed by Pennywise, and he still ends up in a mental institution towards the beginning of the second one. So we'll get into that. This one, the first chapter ends with the kids making the pact that if it comes back, they'll come back. Chapter 2, cast again. Bill Skarsgård, amazing. Bill Hader, love him. James McAvoy, Jessica Chastain, just to name a few. Oh my gosh, amazing cast. Loved the matching between, like you said, the add-ups between the kids and the actors. They do resemble them very well. This one does start with Stan committing suicide instead of it being the end of the first one. It's the beginning of this one. Stan still does commit suicide in the bathtub by slitting his wrists. Henry does not take the blame for the kids, but he breaks out of the mental institution and he is killed by Mike with an artifact from the library when they're in there.
Right.
Wait, he's killed by Richie. Did I say Mike? He's killed by Richie.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Richie. Yeah.
Richie. He's killed by Richie. Okay. Yes. In the original, he kills himself, but here he's killed by Richie. The Chinese restaurant scene, that's still the same, like
pretty much that.
Bar. Stephen King makes a cameo in the pawn shop when James McAvoy's character, when Bill goes back to get the bike out of the window.
The bike. Yes.
Yeah, he's the guy enough.
That's fine. I always love when Stephen King just plays a small little cameo in his own stuff. It's great.
Yeah. This one, Bill's wife is not involved at all. She's in for a little bit, but she's not like, she doesn't get involved and goes under the spell of the dead lights or anything like that. She just, you see her a little bit and boom, nothing towards the end. She doesn't get any type of involved. Oh my God. Oh, okay. Oh my God. Okay. I noticed this when I was watching it. Okay. So at the end of chapter 2, you know how James McAvoy, his character is supposed to be a writer, okay? He's fucking sitting at the desk, he's typing. The ending, the window looks like the same window at the ending of Stand By Me, where Richard Dreyfuss is sitting and he's like, oh, my dad gets like that. He gets like that when he's writing. And then you see them at the end through that window. I swear it's the same fucking window. I swear it is.
Oh, wow.
I could not find anything. I searched and searched. I could not find anything to see if it was really the same thing. But I'm like, Stephen King movie. Maybe.
Could it also be a nod to The Secret Window?
I guess it could. It was just, I don't know. Maybe I'm completely wrong.
Great set of movies. One of the few times that remakes are good. And it was kind of well needed. And I do like how they upped the timeline from being the 60s to the 80s. It makes more sense. I think also, too, maybe the reason why they went to the 80s, because we as the audience, knowing how old we are, that you're gunning for, we would relate to the 80s kids more than the 60s kids.
That is a good point. I did not think about that.
Like, because we would know, like, oh yeah, well, we did stuff like that back in the 80s, but we as an audience right now, we wouldn't know what kids were like in the 60s per se exactly. So, especially in a small town, I come from a small town. I know what it was like in the 80s and stuff, So I love that. I think it helped us relate to those characters much better. So don't forget, everyone, to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Boop, 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 boop. And happy Halloween until next time. Bye.